If you have been following me this year, you've seen that I made over almost all the rooms and spaces in my rental home, and the transformations were huge. There were definitely struggles and challenges, but I feel like I managed to transform ugly rooms into beautiful spaces. The last space that I needed to make over was, I think, the biggest job so far. It was the staircase area, I mean mostly the walls. If you have seen my hallway makeover, you've seen that the staircase was beige and green, which I painted white, so at least that was done, but I didn't touch the walls. The reason why I was putting off this job for a while, because the walls are so high and they were covered with this ugly, at least 25-year-old wallpaper, which you have seen in other rooms too. I knew I had to take this wallpaper off and then paint, which was not an easy job. Also upstairs I needed to paint all the doors because they look pretty bad. Again, we had an ugly green door which needed to go. The ceiling and the heater needed a fresh coat of paint too, and I couldn't wait to swap out that lampshade. So let me go through quickly the plan so you guys know what I'm planning to do. First, the wallpaper needs to go, no question. Then obviously I need to fill in the holes on the walls and then do caulking and then apply 2 coats of primer, which I still have left from a previous makeover, so I didn't have to buy it, so that's great, and then paint the walls. Since I used white paint in the hallway, I wanted to use the same color in the staircase area as well, so everything ties in really well. I will use the same white color on the doors except for the green one, which is going to be painted by Thread by Benjamin Moore. You guys know that I always like to use what I have, and I still had leftover paint, so I thought it would be a great color to use. It's a perfect neutral color, and I think it's gonna look nice. And also I just didn't want everything to be white, that's why I picked a different color. And the main focus will be the middle wall, which I'm going to paint with primer but not with white paint, because I'm gonna paint a mural on that wall. Yes, on that huge wall. Good luck to me. This art is created by Elizabeth Colleen, who is an amazing artist. I love what she does, and I thought I would paint this on the wall. So obviously the wall is not square, so I made this image into rectangular shape, and I simply went on Benjamin Moore website to pick all the colors. Their color range is outstanding. I was able to find all the colors that I needed, and they look really similar to the colors on the image. And I didn't buy all the colors because I'm gonna mix some together. And I also had Chantilly lace and Hell Navy, so that was great. But I also bought only the sample pots, which are quite big, half pint, 236 ml. I think I'm still gonna have leftover paint again, which is great because I can use this for future projects. And they're gonna be perfectly enough for this wall. I won't be adding any art or image on the other walls because I want the mural to be the focus point, and I just wanna keep everything else minimal. Since I work during the weekdays, I have a 9 till 5 job. The only time I can do projects like this is the weekend, and I thought like 3 weekends plus a Sunday will be enough to do this job. We'll see if I manage to do it within that time frame. Obviously, I didn't work on it 24 hours straight, but I worked on it quite a few hours on the weekends. Of course, I started off by taking off the wallpaper, which was really time consuming and a messy job. I won't go into much details how to take the wallpaper off without a steamer. I have a separate video on it. I will put it in the description. I started upstairs, which was easier, and worked my way through. There were definitely sections that came off quite good, but there were areas where I struggled a lot. I needed to use a huge ladder, which I bought just for this occasion, and it was kind of scary to step on it. Eventually I got used to the height, and it wasn't that bad after all, or was it? This is what the space looked like after I took off the wallpaper. Honestly, I even prefer it this way than having the old wallpaper on. Then I filled in the holes, which I didn't film a lot because it's quite straightforward, and then I needed to sand down all the walls and then clean them with a wet cloth. I finally bought a better caulk gun which prevents dripping, and I also bought this small ceiling finishing tool from Amazon for only £2. I will put it in the description. It has different finishing angles and you can just get a nicer finish, and it makes the job a lot faster and easier. I still had 1.5 can of this primer, which I used to apply on the walls and the doors. I needed to apply 2 coats to have a good base. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't buy an extension pole before. It makes the job so much easier, and I didn't even have to step on the ladder. As I mentioned before, I just used the same paint that I used in the hallway, so I have the same color all throughout the house, and I also had leftover paint, so it was good that I was able to use it up. Again, I applied 2 coats on the walls and the doors, except the green one, which will not be white. I didn't paint the middle wall because that's where I wanted to paint the mural. Of course, I didn't forget about the ceiling either. I also painted the heater with the same white color, but with a paint that's for metals. The The following week I painted the green door with Terror by Benjamin Moore. I just love this color. When you first apply it, it's more like a light brown color, but when you apply the second coat and when it dries completely, it has a grey undertone to it. It's just a perfect neutral color. As usual, instead of spending money, I just spray painted the doorknob with black paint. I do this all the time to update hardware, and it looks like I just bought a new doorknob. And then finally, I started to paint the mural. My plan was to project the image on the wall and tracing it with a pencil, but I didn't have enough space to move around and the heater was in the way, so I couldn't do it this way. I will definitely use this method in the future though. So, since it's an abstract art, it can be easily drawn freehand. I'm terrible at drawing anything basically, so if I can do it, then you can too. I really need to buy a bigger level because I just have this small one. So first I draw a straight line, not in the middle but a little bit above the middle. Basically I divided the mural into two parts so it's easier to draw the design on the wall. I suggest you print out the art. Of course you can look at your phone, but it was way easier. I just put it on the wall, so every time I needed to check the art, it was there. Sometimes I took a step back and checked if it was alright from the distance. Obviously it won't be 100% the same, but it doesn't even have to be. You can make your own version, change it up a bit, use different colors, basically anything. Since it's a huge wall, I also added on the bottom a section that wasn't even on the art. Just have fun with it. I labeled each paint section with a number and I was checking my list what color is what number. You can also label your paint cans with a number. I started on the top, which was the hardest because I had to get on the big ladder too and go up and down and up and down. It was important to paint every other section because this way the paint had time to dry completely before I painted the adjoining color. Otherwise the colors can easily smear together. I applied 2 coats of all colors. This took quite some time. I was doing some colors one day, some others the next day, and so on. But I really enjoyed this process, painting those beautiful colors on the wall and finally seeing that the hard work will pay off. You might be thinking, why renovate a house when it's not even mine, especially doing such a big job like this? And yes, you are right, it's not my house and probably I won't stay here for years, but the difference how I feel in the house after making over these rooms is just unbelievable. The rooms were not really nice in this house, and of course it's not necessary to make all these changes, but I just feel so much happier in a beautiful place. My mind is clear, my brain functions better, and overall it changes my mood completely. And you don't have to spend a lot of money to make over the rooms. Simple paint can do wonders. Obviously always check with your landlord before doing any changes. Mine is really nice, she lets me do anything basically. She saw what I did in the house and she was really pleased with everything.
You say take me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me every night. When I close my eyes, I see trust you when you say that
finally, the last thing was swapping out the old lampshade with this beautiful sage green one from made.com. The inner part is this copper color, which looks really nice. Sage goes well with all the colors in the space. And don't worry, I can still open the storage room door without touching the lampshade, so it's not in the way. Well, okay, so did I finish this in 3 weekends plus a Sunday? Nope. I needed another weekend, but like I said, I worked on this project like 6 to 8 hours a day, so it wasn't 24 hours, of course. So let's have a look what the space looked like before. And now it looks like this. Oh my god, I can't believe I finished this project, and I'm so happy I was able to do it before Christmas, before the year ends, so I can start the next year knowing it's done. I hope you guys like this video. Please give it a like and subscribe. It really means a lot when somebody subscribes. I won't post any more videos this year. I'm taking some time off, so I wish you guys a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I'll see you in 2022. Bye.